Hi lovely people!
Hi.
So, you may remember Clara. Clara is not just an awesome human being, she's also my assistant, my part-time carer, and just generally my best friend.
You too. Oh, so nice.
It's just a little video. It's actually not just a video where we sit here going, oh, I love you. Yeah, it's not just that. We wanted to make this video after summer in the city because we were a little bit frustrated. A little bit. If you've seen that video, and if you haven't, card above right there, and I'll also put it down in the description, you'll know that I was invited there as a deaf and disabled YouTuber, content creator, to be on a panel. Whose head's half in this? Oh, there we go. Full head. To be on a panel that was all about disabilities and disfigurements on YouTube. Obviously, they are inviting disabled creators, so they're expecting us to be there, right?
You expect that they would like to have your weekend and enjoy all the very useful info.
Yeah. When they emailed me, which was I think 4 weeks before the event, so yeah, about a month before, and I said to them, okay, that's great, but being on a panel means I will have to have a sign language interpreter because, you know, I'm okay one-to-one, I can lip read, that's fine. Maybe if we're in a very small group and everyone knows me and they're talking one at a time, I'm okay. If I am sitting on a panel and other people are looking that way, how am I going to know what they're saying? And when the audience comes time to ask questions, how am I going to know what they're saying? So I pressed an interpreter, they're like, sure, we'll book that. Here's the name of a really good interpreter I know. By the way, I do SSE, Science Supported English, not BSL, British Sign Language, which is the same science but in a different grammar. I told them.
Yeah, always full disclosure in the emails.
From the very start.
Yeah.
And then we emailed back a week later, just checking that you've hired the interpreter. Yeah, I'll get around that, make sure it's gone to the right person.
The staff was very nice, but it was clearly not his department. So I guess we kind of got inspired to make this video because if you are planning your own event, even if it's business or if it's a party, there's things you need to take into account if you're having a disabled guest. And not every person is the same.
Yeah.
I hope this video is useful.
So basically, don't just contact an interpreter on the Thursday night when you need them for the Friday morning.
They book very quickly.
So here are just some of our best tips for how to not panic when someone tells you they have a disability, but instead, how to just include them. Just include them in your event anyway. It'll be okay.
This is all from experience we've had with brands we've worked with, people that's contacted Jessica for interviews and whatnot. So obviously this is not the universal truth.
Yeah.
This is just our experiences, but hopefully you'll find them useful if you are also a young assistant producer who is trying to do their best to have a very good event. But
This is not just aimed at young assistant producers. You can do other stuff too. But yes, and it also comes from my experiences of being in a wheelchair, being deaf, being whatever.
yeah, you hold a lot of truth within you.
So, first category, business. Ta-ding! And this is for before your event, when you are contacting someone. So number 1, emails. Top tips for emails.
Please don't ask to call Jessica.
If you know you are emailing someone who is deaf, don't be like, I don't really like to email, let's chat on the phone instead. Yes, some deaf people can hear over the phone, but that's not the majority.
It's just really
So
common.
maybe check that first. Like, can you use a phone?
Anyway, what's wrong with email? Everything just stays in written and you get back to it if you don't remember what's happening. Like,
That's
just
true.
And for people with anxiety as well, I hate when people call me. Just email and give us time to get back to it when we can. Stop the phone
I'm busy
calls.
right now. Next thing, be patient. If you are contacting someone who has a disability, if you've been in communication with them, really no matter what your disability is, there is a sense of episodicness. It could be that they catch something, they've got a bit of a bug, and it's just we're a bit more susceptible to illness.
And also understand it's normal for you to take more days off.
And it might not be Saturday and Sunday, it is the days that I'm ill.
Yeah. Usually people is very nice, but I find myself very often replying to, you know, a thread of a couple of just check in, having to be very nice and apologetic, like, oh, I'm sorry Jessica hasn't got back to you, but she's been off or she's been ill. And then people understand, have a bit of patience. If we haven't gotten back to you, it's because we can't.
But we did once get 6 emails over a weekend. Sent them an email like, Jessica's not very well right now, but she will reply to you as soon as she can.
We even have an out of office automatic reply on, and we came back on Monday to...
Wait, what were you expecting to happen here? Your emails have cured me? They have not. And so kind of moving on from that, understanding delays.
Yeah, we might have agreed on a date to publish a video or an Instagram, but if Jessica's suddenly ill, it's not like I'm gonna put a wig and pretend to be Jessica and do the video for you. So.
That's a video that needs to happen. I need that in my life.
I'll just sit and pretend to be very positive and friendly, but I'm not.
You are like the anti-me sometimes.
That is why this
You're
friendship...
very bitter and cynical. I think having a disabled body is a lot like having a baby, in that you just can't control it. And topic number 2, the event itself. And it doesn't have to actually just be a business working event. This could also be a wedding. An event you are holding at which a disabled person will be present. Food. I think about this a lot because I have a very specialist list of things I can eat, and they're not normal finger foods.
All the latest interviews we've been to, they've always tried to have like the gluten-free or the sugar-free. Problem is with Jessica, they collide. So we understand she's like the step further.
Oh, it crushes my little heart when people come up and they're like, I know that there are some things you can't eat, so look, I have these gluten-free brownies for you. And I'm like, does it have sugar in? Yeah. I can't eat it. I'm sorry. Or they're like, I've got the sugar-free cake for you. Does it have flour in? Yeah.
Duh.
No.
We understand she's like the extreme.
So yeah, I
of
completely understand the not having what I can eat, but I do really appreciate when people put things that are gluten-free, even if I can't actually eat them myself.
Just don't make it very complicated.
Top
A bowl of
tips.
fruit goes a long way.
Yeah, bowl of fruit. Also, Diet Coke. Not gonna lie, the number of places I go and they're like, here's the alcohol option, or here's the non-alcoholic yet super sugary option.
Luckily, Diet Coke is quite common.
Though I did go to a wedding where actually it was in the middle of nowhere, so I couldn't actually go out and get anything. Mm-hmm. But it was 12 hours long, and the only thing I could eat was watercress for the entire menu. I was like, oh. And the only thing I could drink was water.
What?
12 hours. Water and watercress.
Who has no Diet Coke in their wedding?
Even just
well, like any sugar-free option that is not water.
Yeah. Even some like sugar-free squash. Also, I'd actually sent her a letter beforehand specifically saying what I could and could not eat. The next thing is, if you know that at your event there is likely to be, or you have actually invited someone who is, deaf, please have an interpreter. Or live captions. Live captions are also good. I'm a big fan. Otherwise, I have to travel with Clara. And no, I travel with you anyway. But otherwise, Clara has to be there, like writing notes on her iPad. And she's good at writing notes, she is. But don't we feel involved?
Exactly, that's the point. I obviously don't mind taking notes. Like, I'm just there, I do my job, I take them as well as I can, because obviously people speak fast and the topic changes. But the problem is you're inviting someone and they are feeling absolutely isolated, and that is just rude.
Next point, chairs. I think chairs are good not just for people like me, who have problems standing after a while, or people who have energy conditions. Everyone likes to sit down. Have some chairs. I think the best bit of advice that I could possibly give someone is to think it through from the person's perspective. I was doing an advert once which it was all like disabled models, we were all there, we all had different disabilities, and they had really, it's supposed to be the worst I've ever been to, because they had not thought about it at all, in that they had 2 deaf girls who needed to turn around when the camera went past them. How did they think they were going to tell these girls to turn around? They stood behind them and yelled, "Turn!" And in the end, they had to like put a tiny little runner behind a black screen going every time she was meant to turn around.
There is a lot of ignorance in the topic. And it's not malice, it's not people that don't want to make it accessible. No. Before I started working with Jessica, I didn't realize many of these things. So there's obviously a lot of education that needs to be done about it. This is not like, oh my god, everything sucks. It's more like...
We're not telling people off.
This is meant
Just
to
some
be
advice, just some little
awareness, advice.
Yes.
If you're planning your own event, like, I hope this is helpful. Or hire Jessica, like, she'll be your disability consultant. Like, drop her an email.
Well, if you are inviting someone to your event that has a disability, ask them what their needs are. Don't assume, and then listen to them when they tell you.
Yeah, like, keep it simple. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Because none of us know when we are starting.
Yeah, and I can't speak for all different disabilities and everyone's different conditions. Even people with my condition have very different needs. And don't think that you've got a ramp and now you're completely disability friendly. You're not. That's not how that works.